And this, on top of all the other increases in taxes and fees and fines that we're told are necessary to keep our city patched together. So you get the impression that Chicago's broke as it closes schools and clinics. Is it really that bad? In no way, according to the authors of this book. Chicago is not broke, funding the city that we deserve. Copies were presented, by the way, to the mayor and the aldermen this morning. Tom Tresser, he's one of the many co-authors who outlined a very different plan to pay off the city's debts. He joins us now from the Tribune Tower. So how was that book received this morning in what you might call hostile territory?
Well, some ran like holy water to the vampire, but some embraced it because the aldermen know that the bill is due, and you cannot put this city on the back of the poorest people in the city. What the mayor did today is the most regressive way to raise revenue for the city. The book that we're putting out, Chicago is Not Broke, Funding the City We Deserve, outlines a number of ways to save and generate major new revenue for the city that's progressive and sustainable.
All right, well, whether it's broke or financially profoundly stressed, why don't you give us sort of the big picture that you're talking about in your argument? And don't go wonky on us, but speak in plain English so we can understand.
No problem. The book is written for the average person to be read on the train going home. It's divided into three sections. The first is money that's stolen from us, money that we shouldn't have spent nor continue to spend. The second section is money that is hidden from us. We know they're collecting it, we just can't find it. And the third is money that we should be collecting, but we're not. Okay? Breaking it down a little further, in the first section, money that's stolen from us. Your show led off with that story, corruption. Sandy Jackson was the 30th alderman to go to prison in as many years. Our authors Dick Simpson and Tom Gradell have written the chapter called The Price of Corruption in the City of Chicago. And unfortunately, that's a big number. It's $500 million every year. So let's not do it anymore. That's item one. Item two, the cost of toxic bank deals. Your opening stories also references pensions and sort of how that is not going well. Well, we seem to get into bed with the worst sort of pension deals and bank deals. And we pay and we pay.
What do you mean by bank deals? Is that with loans that the city's getting?
Yes, so the Board of Education under David Vitale got us into something called a toxic swap. He basically gambled with the future of the children of Chicago back when he was running the school board. Now, he was a financial genius in private practice, but when he came to the Board of Ed, he apparently lost his chops, and he put us into this bad deal. It's called a toxic swap. It's explained very clearly in the book, but essentially, we, the taxpayers, have paid over $1 billion in necessary fees to these banks, and we can't seem to get out of them.
But Tom, a lot of these things, we're bound to these contracts. We can't just walk away from all this money that we owe. The pensions, we can't just abrogate them. I mean, these responsibilities are still on the books.
The toxic bank deals, we can absolutely go to the banks and renegotiate because other cities around the world have done so. The mayor says a contract is a contract when it comes to the bank, but when it comes to the pensioners, the people who worked all their lives on behalf of the city, those contracts we can walk away from. So no, we can go back to those banks and get better deals. The mayor doesn't wish to do so.
Okay, go ahead. The third item.
The third item in the first section is the cost of police abuse. Unfortunately, we've spent over $640 million in settlements just in the last 12 years. And I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. So we need to stop that bad practice and either change the way we do policing in Chicago. But those are three areas right there that are over billions of dollars.
And you're also saying that the city's leaving money on the table as well. That's another category.
That's right. So the second section is money that's hidden from us. Those are TIFs, tax increment financing districts. All your viewers have to know it's their property taxes. If they're in a TIF district, and there's 147 of them, it's a giant slush fund.
So that's money that's raised in a specific prescribed area to be used for that specific area.
So it says, but money moves all around the city. And since TIFs came to Chicago in 1986, they've taken $7 billion off the table. About 70% of that was given to developers who I would I would call the undeserving rich.
Yeah.
But just right now, in the current situation that we're in, there's about $1.4 billion. That's
all right, Tom,
with a
let me
B.
cut you out because we're running out of time. I don't want to get into the weeds here too much. Where is the critical mass, though? You said some people were warmly receiving this morning. How do you build a coalition? How do you get some momentum going so if these things do have validity, we'll start seeing it happen? Or are you saying that we need to bring in a Bernie or a Donald Trump type into the mayor's office and into the aldermanic offices to blow up the system and start over?
I think it's more of the second. So listen, your viewers out there, we'll come to you. Go to www.wearenotbroke.org, buy the book. We'll visit you in the city, and no matter where you are, to your churches, to your schools, to your civic organizations. We have to each one teach one. So yes, we got to build a movement. People have to get smart. But yes, we're looking to 2019. We need new leaders.
And then this idea is that we need not just a new mayor, but somebody in each of the aldermanic positions as well to carry the water and carry it out into the city.
That's right, at least 26. You've got some good aldermen in there now who are pushing back. There were 10 no votes, as your piece pointed out this morning. 10 people who said no to their aggressive raise in fees. We're going to need another 15.
And the chances, do you think, of this catching wildfire in Chicago when people say, hey, wait, there is a solution here?
Well, movement's got to start somewhere. All we can do as educators is to put the material out there and go and engage the public in community meetings. We're going to do one in the 12th Ward just on Wednesday the 21st at 6:30 at the church down there. So please, invite us to your communities. We'll come and we'll explain and we'll educate. And that's how it's got to start. But let me just say that Chicago is not broke. We're far from it. We may be broken, but we're not broke.
And he spells it all out in his book, Chicago is Not Broke, Funding the City We Deserve. Tom Tresser, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, from the city's financial health, we turn to the candidates.